So there's been some awesome reveals over the last couple of days, and I'm going to get my thoughts on each one of them. There's a few at the end that I'm not sure if it's officially announced and stuff, but there has been some artwork that's leaked. So we'll get to those at the end, but let's get down to those figures that have been revealed for 2025. So one of the recent cons, they have announced officially, they've actually had some of the figures there. I don't know whether they're just prototypes or if they're actually pretty much ready to go, but they look absolutely fantastic. We'll get down to each of them on this here, and I am very excited, as you probably know. I'm so glad that they're finally giving us the 13 primes. They're actually giving us 2 of which in the first wave, which is fantastic. Just get really into it straight off the bat. And we're finally getting a Cybertron update, which is brilliant. I've wanted to get the Cybertron once we got the Stunticons and stuff, and I just wanted a Cybertron done like that, because the Combiner Wars one was okay, but it wasn't fantastic, put it that way. So I'm glad we're finally getting this. So first up, let's look at Slingshot. So he's going to be one of the aerial bots. He's going to be one of the arm bots, I believe. So we're going to get, I think in this first wave, we're getting an arm bot, a leg bot, and Silverbolt himself as the main torso. So Slingshot looks very good. He's obviously going to do the split in half thing, as we'll show whenever we get the Cybertron pictures. But it looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously not perfect, it's not masterpiece or anything like that, but it's great to finally have a good set of aerial bots for the chug scale. And we also then got to look at Silverbolt, and he's going to come with a big attachment that makes him into an even bigger jet by the looks of it. But it's going to be like the same as Motormaster, except for it was his trailer that formed the majority of the combiner. So this extra add-on piece is going to become the main bulk of the torso for Cybertron, which I'm okay with. It means then the bots don't suffer for it, the combine mode doesn't suffer. That was part of the problem with the Combiner Wars, I feel, was that, you know, the bots sort of suffered for the actual combiner element, and the combiner element wasn't brilliant in itself because of that, I believe. You might think differently than me, but I feel that this is the way to go with combiners. I think, you know, give us the extra bit, make it a battle platform, whatever you want, but it just means the combiner is sturdy. I mean, Menasor was fantastic. I didn't get the Combiner Wars one. I waited to the Legacy. Although I didn't know we were going to get the Legacy one, obviously. But the Combiner Wars one just wasn't for me, full stop. So I ended up getting the Legacy one, which is far better. And I'm glad now that they're doing Cybertron. So you can see the similar engineering, especially with the leg shins and stuff out there, that it's similar to their Motormaster. So it's probably going to be a slight retooling for the trailer, with a few bits changed on it, which I'm okay with. It's just great to finally have a good Cybertron, and hopefully they end up continuing on doing the rest of the combiners. Also, we got to look at Air Raid, one of the leg bots, I believe. So he's obviously going to attach into the back, and he looks fantastic too. I'm really excited for these aerial bots, and it's just great to, you know, have a masterpiece Cybertron. It's just been nice to have a chug one. As you know, after Dinobots, Cybertron, the aerial bots, definitely my favorite teams, and G1 Predaking. So I wonder if they'll maybe do a Predaking again. Who knows? It'll be great to see anyway. So first up on the 13 primes, I know we got a look at Megatronus Prime, which looks amazing, but now we get to actually see a Prima. Looks brilliant. It's very grey and stuff like that. Hopefully they do a wee bit more paint apps to it, maybe just to bring him up a little bit. But in general, I think he looks absolutely amazing. So I mean, we didn't get to see too much of him. You see him in robot mode. But as the other case, then we got to see Solus, and she's got her hammer. Obviously, Prima comes with his Star Saber as well. But we got Solus, she comes with her hammer, and they did show a vehicle mode for her, albeit just sort of artwork, I believe, at the time. I may have missed some pictures, guys, so if I've missed any pictures, just let me know in the comment section below. but just from the artwork, it looks great. I mean, what were they going to do for alt modes for these guys? Because, I mean, in the book, they didn't really transform. I believe in the book, there was only one of them could transform in the Covenant of Primus, and it was him then that created the T-Cogs that allowed them to all transform. So, you know, they're giving them alt modes, and I think it's brilliant. It's just great that we're finally getting the 13 primes. And that there will just close out a whole thing for me. I thought we were maybe going to go the route with third party way back in the day. A couple of them gave us, I think it was MMC, gave us a couple of them. They gave us Solus, and they gave us Prima pretty much as a, well, I consider it to be more Prima than Nova Prime. But that's just me. But we're finally getting the 13 primes, and they look fantastic. Then we go on to Armada Red Alert. Now, it still looks to me like it's going to be a retool of the like crankcase and stuff out there mold that's been used for skids and stuff in the past. It does look fairly similar to that, a little bit different, to be fair, so I'm hoping it's more of an upscale. I want them to be a little bit taller than Hotshot, and I think the crankcase and skids and stuff are around the same size as Hotshot. So I'm really hoping that they actually give him the right scale, just to be that little bit taller than him, because he was a bit taller than him in the actual series itself. But in general, the actual figure looks really good, and definitely excited for that one. And that sort of finishes off the initial run of Autobots. We've got Megatron and Starscream, Woodman and Demolisher and Cyclonus for the Decepticons at least. We all know we're getting an Armada Wheeljack, so that'll be cool. And then the big one, I believe this is in place of the Titan class for this year, is the Star Convoy. And there has been a lot of people selling the old, was it Power of the Primes Star Convoy? Generation Selects, I think it was down as, because it just doesn't have all the features that this guy has. I mean, this guy's got all the features you would want, I think, from a Star Convoy. You know, it's got the little hot rod that goes inside, it becomes a battle platform. There's a little trailer that hot rod can go in. It's just got everything that you would want from a Star Convoy. I personally, again, didn't pick up the Generation Select ones. I just wasn't that enthused by it. I do believe it became a bit of a shelf warmer at a stage, and I believe now that this is going on release, the sales of it's going to go mad. I think the prices that it was going for in the aftermarket are all going to plummet and stuff out there. So if you're looking to go back and pick up that original Gen Select one, then you probably get it at a decent price now. But I am going to hold out for the actual Star Convoy from this one. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and it just looks brilliant. I think MMC done a version of it. I didn't pick that one up either. It just like I says, didn't have all the bells and whistles that this one has, and it's great to see them actually doing this one. Then we're on to Armada Wasp. Now this is just obviously a repaint of the Armada Bumblebee. It's an easy one for them. He appeared in the show. It's just a green version of the animated Bumblebee. So obviously Bumblebee, Wasp and stuff, and he ends up becoming Waspinator in the animated series, which was a great story in itself. Really enjoyed that story. Animated was definitely a great series for Transformers. I think it was brilliant. Really enjoyed it myself. So this is a great little one to have, and I'm sure a lot of people will be out to get this guy. Next up, we have the blue G2 Grimlock, and this is the one, when they announced that they were doing a G2 Grimlock, this is the one I was expecting, because it was actually one of ones that I picked up in store myself back in the day as a kid. The blue Grimlock was absolutely amazing. Will they give us a red snarl and a green slag? Or as they call them, slug nowadays? Who knows? I think, for me, the blue Grimlock is just the one that I really wanted. So yes, they've got me again, but it's such a great mold, and I think the blue one will just look nice beside my original G2 Grimlock that I have, and we all know I'm a massive Grimlock fan, so this is definitely very interesting to me. So hopefully, all being well, I will be able to pick this guy up next year. So that was all the sort of official guys that they had sort of released, that they showed off at the show itself. Now, there has been a few bits of artwork that have appeared online afterwards. Now, whether they are official or not, but I'm going to talk about them anyway because I really hope that they are official. Some of which, obviously, like I'm not overly interested in, but there is a couple that I am very interested in. So first up, we have Skybite from the RID series. I wouldn't be surprised if this really is official, because I mean, they're doing, as the HasLab for Transformers this year is RID Prime and Ultra Magnus. So Skybite definitely looks like it could be a very good choice. Now, whether it's just going to be a slight remold or a little update to the, or not the original, but the Generations one we had, I can't remember what line it was in, but we did get a Skybite back when, I think it might have been Thrill 30, was it? Was the last one? Who knows? Because that was actually a really good one too. I believe I have it somewhere, but that there was definitely a great version of Skybite. And next up then we had a artwork for Onyx Prime. Now this is definitely another one. Obviously I'm going to pick up the 13 Primes, Star Convoy being one of the 13 Primes. So actually we're getting 3 in the first wave as such, 3 of the 13. They didn't, well, not that I've seen in the pictures anyway, they didn't show off about Megatronus Prime, so I don't know where he fits in with the releases. But Onyx Prime is another one. So Onyx Prime was like the beast former of the original 13, sort of like Beast Wars initial person or initial bot. So definitely looks very good, just initial artwork at the minute, so it'll be great to see these all getting put out next year. So hopefully all the cuts and stuff out there doesn't do away with this line, because really want the 13 Primes very much. And then there's an artwork for a Heatwave from, I believe, Rescue Bots. That's the name of it. So Transformers Rescue Bots. Now this one, I believe my kids will really enjoy the Rescue Bots. We already have Chase already released, so this one will just go along with him. So I'm not overly sure. This one I'll probably wait to discount or something like that. I'm not going to be diving at that one when it eventually comes out, probably after Easter sometime, I would assume. But the big one then at the very end was a Vortex. So obviously they've gave us a Minosaur, and Superion is pretty much announced. Like, I mean, it's there, pretty much announced. It is announced. So we're getting Superion, so Vortex. So it means we'll be getting a Bruticus. So that'll be very interesting for a lot of people. Will they go ahead and do a Defensor? Or are we actually going to get maybe an Abominus or a Computron? Because those two always seem to get left out of a lot of things. Probably because they were like season 3, season 4. It seems to be they focus really on season 1, season 2 in the past. But as we've found with these recent waves, you know, of Legacy and stuff like that, they've really been going into the real Transformers universe, which I'm absolutely loving. They've been diving into the depths of, you know, Beast Wars, Neo and stuff. I mean, we got a Magmatron. Of all things, we got a Magmatron. There's so many things that we're getting now, you know, very niche characters. And I mean, it's just amazing to see where they go after this. So fingers crossed they all do well and they continue on down this line, and we get a Bruticus and we get Computron and we get all those sort of bots. So my fingers are definitely crossed that maybe 2025 is going to be a fantastic year for Transformers fandom. And hopefully maybe they announce that they're going to do a follow-up to Transformers 1. Anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. What are you excited about? Let me know in the comment section below. What would you also like to see coming out in this new Prime sort of line for 2025? Like, what bots do you want to see being announced? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay awesome.